Hello, Monarchs fans, and welcome to Monarchs Live for a Wednesday. Everybody is Go Monarchs. Yes, Go Monarchs is correct. That's what we say around here. Good to see you down and out there as well. Glad you guys are along. Oops, sorry about that. Glad you guys are along. Monarchs Live coming from Sioux City tonight. Final game of this road trip, which will return home after the ball game, and we'll, of course, be off tomorrow and then be back at it on Friday against Lincoln, Saturday, Sunday, then back on the road again to go to Canada next week. First of two trips up north, so we're busy. It's gonna really get pretty crazy from now on out as we kind of get in that we're. Joe and the team don't call them dog days, but it is sort of the dog days. So for you and me, it may be the dog days. But for the rest of the team, anyway, it's not so much. But anyway, glad you're along here. Won't be very long on our pregame show. I want to double check the audio and make sure that we are rocking right along here. And I do believe we are. Thumbs up. And not a lot to report. Only one little piece of news today. And Joe will address us a little bit on the pregame show on the top step tonight, but he will address the situation with John Harris, and don't know. It seems very inconclusive, but it sounds like John Harris will. Well, obviously, John's going to miss this next start, and perhaps even more. We may be looking at the rest of at least this foreseeable future until the postseason. So that's the way it sort of shakes out. Joe will talk about that on the Swamp Health Report tonight, on the pregame show, on MixLR, on the Monarchs Broadcast Network, but he does address that tonight. That's really the only piece of news as far as, that kind of deal. Team checked out, as you may have seen on our Monarchs Mocha today, checked out about 1 o'clock. And we went to the mall, got a little snack, and stretched the legs out, arriving here at 3. Team hit today again, and it's very warm here in Sioux City. Of the 3 days, in the mercury at the moment, I just want to check that out here, what it is at the moment. Pardon me, if we will just see what the temperature is. 92 right now, so warmer than it's been. Of course, we had 78 the other night and in the 80s yesterday, but 92 here tonight. For the series finale, road trip finale, the road trip, you're going to wind up having an upside-down trip, but the baseball math, a chance to win a series here, and it won't be easy. Patrick Leday, who's been very good against Kansas City, facing Nick Belzer. Nick kind of not getting the, maybe kind of gets the short of the stick here as far as, the feature act, because Leday's been really good, probably with their best starter overall, but he's also been really good against Kansas City, and Nick's sort of in the wings, but he's really good too. And Belzer tonight, who will celebrate a birthday tomorrow, pitching in his home state about 2 hours from his hometown here in Sioux City. So that's your pitching matchup tonight. The Monarchs, in general, have struggled against lefties, but not to the degree that I think we sort of let on. Just looking at the numbers, I mean, they're not terrible numbers as far as lefty-righty splits, and it's more or less what Joe's talked about. Not wanting to have such a left-handed lineup where sometimes the Monarchs have trouble against lefties, and let's pull those splits, the updated splits for you against lefties. A team that's 305 against righties, 264 against lefties, but a couple of guys have had very good success against lefties, several, and in particular, David Thompson has done really well against lefties this year for the Monarchs. Also, Darnell Sweeney's at 263 of the switch hitters. Looking down the list here, but yeah, David Thompson has had fairly decent success. The lefties, the pure lefties, J.C. Escar scuffled a little, 154. Adams 239. And then, of course, you got the switch hitters. Casey Gillespie, where is that number here? 246. But Kansas City has 23 long balls against lefties. Again, there's only 49 games total they faced against left-handed starters. So it's not like, the 76 games they played against right-handers. So there's a larger sample size, 2,000 at bats against, thank you very much, against right-handers, 628 against lefties. So, yes, the sample size is very smaller, not very smaller, smaller as compared to what the write-in sample size is, but still worth noting. So we'll have to watch that tonight. I asked Joe on the top step tonight, what's the approach? Are you aggressive? Do you want to see a lot of pitches? What do you do here? Well, Leday's going to be throwing strikes. He didn't let on that was the case, but that they would be aggressive. But Leday's going to be a guy with get out in front. He's going to get out in front of you. Well, you probably want to try to take that first good cut you can get at a really good pitch. I would expect the Monarchs to be fairly aggressive today if those are first pitch strikes. If he's missing, they'll let him kind of work himself into the count. That'll be a better count for Kansas City. That's kind of the approach you'll have to take tonight against Leday, because you sometimes you kind of go each individual guy, and it may be somewhat like that tonight too. But a guy who throws first pitch strikes, that's going to be the challenge tonight for the Monarchs in this one. I feel like I'm a little bit hot here. I'm going to turn that down just a tad. But anyway, so that's the story from here in Sioux City. Game time tonight, 7:05. We'll be on the air at 6:35. That is about 30 minutes from now on MixLR. And I'll give you that reminder in just a moment. I'll give you a lineup card tonight brought to you by Price Chopper. Kansas City knows Price Chopper. It'll be Malik Smith in center field leading things off. Jacob Robson will bat second in left field. David Thompson bats third. He'll be at third base. Matt Adams, your DH. He bats fourth for Kansas City. Darnell Sweeney, switch hitting. Darnell batting fifth at second base. Casey Gillespie, also a switch hitter in right field. He'll bat sixth. Gio Brusa will bat in that, another switch hitter, batting seventh over at first base. J.C. Escaro will catch. He will bat eighth, and then Kevin Santa, left-handed stick, batting ninth for Kansas City. So Malik Smith, Jacob Robson, David Thompson, Matt Adams, Darnell Sweeney, Casey Gillespie, Gio Brusa, J.C. Escada, and Kevin Santa for Kansas City. Again, you're looking at lefty, right, left, switch, left. So that's your lineup card. Again, that's just something to watch tonight. Passion Leday against Nick Belzer tonight from here at Mercy Field at Lewis and Clark Park. All right, broadcast reminder in this one. Let's give you that right there. Here we go. Hold on. Where was I? Bring this down right there. There we go. Broadcast reminder tonight on MixLR. We come your way, in about 30 minutes from now. We will, tonight on the broadcast too, we're going to talk about, I'm going to veer off from the Monarchs, deep Monarchs 101 stuff. I'll tell you about a Memphis Red Sox legend, but it's tied back into a Monarchs storyline, so we will get back in with that with you as well. And then also look at this. Well, it's not a game this year or this today in Monarchs history in the flashback moment, but it's a bit of an occasion that's interesting to note from 1940. And of course, Joe stops by, get you ready for the broadcast tonight at 6:35 here in the Monarchs pregame show again on MixLR. And there's your reminder right here on the Monarchs Live. There we go, right there. Love to have you out tonight. You guys ready for some 1, 2, 3 go Monarchs? I'm ready. Here we go. You guys ready? All right, here we go. Let's bring this down, and let's bring this down as well, as we want to all do this together, trying for a series win here in Sioux City. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Go Monarchs. I'll see you in the broadcast. Not everybody.